Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new series of Echoes of the Plum Grove. This is a game by Unwound Games. They're like a developing team of two. This is a game in which it's cozy, yet your decisions and decisions that you make have an effect on your life and the town and that type of stuff. It's set like in the 1700s. This is really, it's like a colony type game. Like this is really no real set place. It's not America because they talk about a king, and this is not England. At least it's nowhere in England that I have seen. But anyway, we're gonna get started. There's a whole bunch of options to choose. I will show when we're in the game. So we're gonna start a new game. I'll also show some stuff about the savings. It's a weird saving mechanic. So here's our character. Everything, as you can see, is adorable. Like the whole game is like this Paper Mario, paper cutout type style. They do have they, them pronouns, so that's nice to see. These are the skin tones you get to choose from. Decent selection. I mean, I think it represents everyone. I think you can find someone who like a color that represents you in some way. Might not be the exact match you want, but I think it's close enough. For a game in which you don't have a slider, this is pretty good to me. Nice selection. We're gonna go with she, her. We're gonna go with the button nose. Palest skin. Hair. We're gonna go red. These are the different options. So blonde, like golden, carroty red, cool brown. There's more like a golden brown, but more on the cool side. That's a warmer brown, black, and then white. But that does look like platinum blonde. Not gonna lie. We're gonna go with red. So we have a bun, a ponytail, a bow, a braid, textured, and then these are the more masculine styles. There, I think, are more hairstyles when you get into the game at the tailor. We're gonna go with the braids, I think. Yeah. Then for outfits, these are the dresses. These are more of like the men's outfits. So just to show them off. Just remember they got different colors too. So this one's for men. And then the ladies. That one's okay. I'm leaning towards this one right now in the green. I don't really like this one. I'm gonna go with this one in green. Yeah. And then for shoesies, like these are the more men's style. I mean, this is the only difference is they have a heel, but I think technically in this era, they all should have heels. I think that technically is correct. That's a warmer brown, black with a buckle. Cooler brown. I think I'm gonna go with the cooler brown. And they have glasses, and then they have a mustache or beard. So I think this is our Lexi. Okay, so our first name is, of course, going to be Lexi. Do I want to pick... The last name is a little important. Don't think that you're never going to see it. You're going to see it actually a decent amount. So make sure it's something that's decent. Logan. Should we name it after our Sandrock husband? Barker, Sullivan, Lopez. Why do I have a plus? I don't want a plus there. Olson, O'Donnell, McDaniel, Graham, Tapia, Fowler, Cannon, Campbell, Howell, Kim, Yates. That's fine. Lexi Chandler. I don't care. It's fine. Okay. Confirm. Getting into the story. Yeah, this is a very cute game. This is not my first save. I've done a few saves already, just testing out and learning things. This is the game It has, to me, a very steep learning curve. And you basically need to, your first save, you need to create a save with the knowledge that you are going to fully scrap it and just make a billion mistakes and then start a new save. That's basically what this game is. At least that's how I have found so far. And each save does feel a little different. Timothy Tweed, my dearest friend, you have finally arrived. Just beyond that horizon lies a new world, a fresh start. I hope you are as excited as I am. Just think of all the opportunities that await us. Soon the two of us will occupy our own plot of land, and we can begin our new adventure. A land on which to grow what we please, to build what we please, and the possibilities are limitless. All aboard! We will depart momentarily. Passengers, to your designated area, if you please. It's just about time. There will be ample opportunity to catch up in the weeks to come. Off we go to the new world, or the colony. Most likely a colony. Because I don't think this is set in America at all. Just, well, I mean, it could be. I mean, 1700, we hadn't fought the Revolutionary War yet, so it could very well be America. It's just as an American, no America I know, so. Yar, this storm is a fierce one. The wheel, I can't keep her steady. The shaking does bother me a little bit. Hang on, everyone. The wood is cracking beneath us. I fear this may be the end of us for us all. My friend, we cannot afford to die here. We have so much to live for. That guy already passed away. The hull is breaking apart. Everyone abandoned ship. Yarr. My dearest friend, I have treasured the time we spent together. If by chance one of us should perish, please take care of the... We'll never... And we wake up. It's just so cute. Like, you're going to probably hear me say that a billion times. This is so cute. Goodness, you're finally awake. This is Luna McBow. We had such a terrible storm last night. This little old lighthouse was rattling something fierce. Imagine my surprise when I found you washed up on the beach this morning. I couldn't just leave you there, of course. But, my dear, I hate to be the bearer of grave news. I'm afraid you may be the only survivor. We found you amidst the wreckage, and the others, I fear, have likely perished in that dreadful storm. Don't fret, dearie. That was quite an ordeal, I'm sure. But you're safe now, and that's what matters. I know this is a lot to take in. I can only imagine. But when you're feeling up to it, I have someone who wishes to meet with you. Someone rather important, no less. Just head through the door when you're ready. We'll be waiting. Okay, and a little tutorial. So you can move via WASD. I like WASD, or you could click. The clicking is more helpful for crops. The WASD is pretty much everything else. Aha, so good to see you up and about. Quentin Whitfield. Feeling better then? No broken bones? I heard about your situation. Such a tragedy. The sea is a cruel mistress. At the same time, I must offer you a proper welcome. Those circumstances may be less than ideal. You found your way to our fair town of Honeywood. The name's Quentin Whitfield. I am the mayor here. I presume you're one of the fine folk who purchased that old lot out east. We were on the lookout for you and your friend Timothy was his name, I believe. I'm afraid he may not have survived the wreckage, a tragedy to be sure. Alas, the old farm remains as vacant as ever, and those weeds aren't going to cut themselves. What you say you? Would you be willing to settle on our fair island nonetheless? Of course. It's settled then. Follow me and I'll take you to your new home. It's but a short distance from here over the bridge to the east. Take care, my dear. I packed some food to help you get started. Space to ease. It'll be in your inventory. Press I. Many thanks for your hospitality, Luna. Now, off to the farm. Very cute. The waves seem calmer than usual this morning. The calm after the storm, perhaps? You see, despite the storms that come through here, we're a regular stop on the trade routes. And to me, this looks a little bit like New England at the most. It has like that feeling in a way, but not really. This here is our charming schoolhouse, where the children of Homewood spend their day learning. Mayhaps your offspring will one day go here too. Yeah, so this is a generational game. If you die before you have a kid, it's game over. Now, where was that thing? Aha! Ah, yes, here it is. I'm so glad I always keep an extra on me. So you shan't be lost. I present you with a map of the island. It's yours to keep. West from here is the center of Honeywood and my estate. And he, of course, has the nicest house. You can ponder your map later. Press M to see where things are located, which shops are open at what time of day. Click on the signpost on the map to fast travel different locations around the island. There is fast travel. It does cost you time, though. Sometimes I think it's almost quicker just to walk. But you know, this will help you move around more easily. Now, let us keep moving. We're but a few minutes away. Oh my. That's a lot. My, I hadn't realized the farm had fallen into such disrepair. Well, that just means you can truly make it your own. An honest day's work is good for the soul, isn't that right? Although it might take more than a day's work to clean this place up. Ho ho! We will most likely be waiting on our husband to do that, so... Now, there's topic of taxes. The land is yours to keep, but the taxes will always be due at the end of every week. You can find me at the town hall later today to sign your name on the deed and work out the details of the payment. Oh, I almost forgot. The previous owner might have left behind some equipment in the farmhouse when they left. Be sure to take a look. There might be some tools lying about to help you get started. All right. So there's our user interface. Time does go by fast in this game. I will say that. I think a day is like 20. I think it's 24 minutes is a full day. Okay, we're going to go through options first. Well, actually, no, we'll go through saving games. So the game does auto saves. This is my other save I've been playing. This is another save that I'm going to be writing over. So it does the auto saves automatically every night at midnight. Technically, there's only room for one save file unless you do what I did here. So other and then one. So we're gonna, actually we'll do the Lexi Day one. So I advise doing this and having 10 different saves and continuously writing over if you want more than one save. Otherwise, it's gonna keep writing it over. The devs have left unlimited space for saves. You're only going to be limited by Steam Cloud if you're using Steam Cloud. So that's the save. Options are the next thing that is kind of important. First off, before I forget, because caves are really dark, we're going to do that. So I'm going to leave the 12-hour format. Fishing game, we eventually will shut off. It's like a serpent that you need, like a line that like goes like swiggles and switches back and all that type of stuff. It gets annoying. We'll put it on there timed for now. Aging default is normal. I'm going to put it to slow for a little while. Taxes we're going to leave on. Player aging is default off. I'm going to turn it on. So we're going to leave hunger on. We're going to leave energy on. We're going to leave disease on. To me, this setting, well, if you switch this to normal, this is a very hard mode. For your first save, I would not do this at all because it is frustrating as all heck. I would say, like, I'm going to be putting it to slow. So that automatically takes some of the, because it's a cozy game still. So to me, it still needs to be cozy. The two worst settings to me are tool durability and item decay. Tool durability, I'm fully shutting off. I don't like it. The tools have zero durability. And I'm finding in playing the higher grade tools have so little benefit for the money you pay. It could be that something is bugged in my save. I don't know. There are a good chunk of bugs, which, I mean, when we get to them, we'll talk about them. Item decay is the other one I do not like. It's like as soon as you pick something, it has a decay timer. I, for now, am going to shut it off. Will we eventually turn it on? Probably. But for right now, I am shutting it off. It's frustrating for when you get into quests, because there's quests, like little things that the town wants you to do. And for quests, it is so frustrating because you waste so much time and money. So for now, it's off. I will eventually probably turn it on when I'm more situated. But early game, I don't like it on. I don't find it cozy. I don't find it fun. These are the worst two. The durability and the item decay to me are the worst two settings. If you put them both on, I would say you're playing a very difficult game. Or I'm trying to be a more casual type player. That's how I kind of am. So that's that. So now we're going to go through, here's the map. We came from here. These are all your fast travels. You don't need to discover them. They're there from day one. So here we have the lighthouse. This is the school. And then this is like a honey farm. There's a farmer who works these two plots. Then there's the Ryle family, and he works these two plots. This is the Carpenters. This is like the dark forest type area or deep forest. This is the mines, which you don't unlock immediately. This is the school teacher's house. This is the clothing. This is an ice house to get your ice, to preserve your food when you get an ice box. This is the inn. This is the mayor's house. This is the apothecary and the doctor. You want to become friends with them fast. This is the town hall, the butcher. This is the bakery, and they all have different hours in which they're closed. So pay attention. There's a well in town. This is the fish shack. This is the blacksmith, the cemetery. This is a dairy farm. And then the hunter, and then the witch. So this is the town. This gets unlocked later. This is your main inventory. This is the garbage can if you do use it, because some items I have found have no use. This is how you put your lantern on. This is for lures. This is your collections that you've done. So you have crops, foraging, fish, cooking, and crafting. Cooking recipes, if you have extras, they can be sold. The cooking recipes, I do believe, carry on to the next generation. Crafting recipes do not, and the blueprints cannot be sold. They are just garbage. Or you can keep them for the next generation if it's something that is not set already. This is your skills. So you have foraging, farming, fishing, social, crafting, cooking. I think out of all of these, the two most important to work on fast is social, because once you get to 5 points, you can get a haggling perk to get your prices lowered. Here's your current quests. Sometimes it will show that you have a quest that's active. Normally that means you need to go through your completed quests, and there's one that's just hanging up. These are all the villagers. If you haven't met somebody, like, that will be down here, and if you click on them, it would tell you who their mom or father is, or their brother, someone who you've met. And that kind of gives you a hint as to who you need to look for. New children will appear. And then this is the tutorial. I think the only thing that can make this slightly more helpful is if it has search function, because sometimes you don't really know what you're looking for and like what the category is. There is a wiki. It will be linked in the description. It is slightly useful. It's, again, you need to know what you're searching for. I think the Discord is actually more helpful. The devs are very active on the Discord. And they also tell you about the bugs and that type of stuff. But anyway, so we're going to get started. We need to get into our house first. So I think I have all my options set the way I want because I've been playing with them. Yeah, off, on, slow. Okay. Why did I do that? Not want to do that. I'm getting my toolbar together. We want the scythe and then I think a pick. No, we'll do the watering can. Then a hoe. The hammer is going to stay in here. This is a drying rack. Early game. It's going to be important to preserve food, to eat and that type of stuff. This is your cooking pot. It's like there's no mini game involved. And then this is your crafting table. This can get placed outside. We actually might in the end place it outside. Okay. So we're just going to kind of clear a little bit. So everything in this game, you get an axe after completing some quests from the blacksmith. So we're going to have to deal with these trees for a couple days. This uses a hoe to get rid of. It took me a really long time to figure that one out. The only other thing I will say because of this 2D type style, sometimes it can make it difficult to see what you've watered and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Starting off, you don't know how tall things are going to be, but there are certain things are going to be taller, like hay and wheat. They're going to be taller. So keep that in mind when you plant, because there were a lot of times where I thought I watered something and I didn't. So for watering, you're essentially given a 1-day grace period. Once it is established as a plant, if you do not water this, it will go away the next day. So these little mounds, you're not given any grace period on that. Another thing I will say, another mistake I made is, so this world, the game rule is essentially that the world resets every night at midnight. So anything that you have that is not watered will go away. I did not know that, and I wasted so much crops and seeds. It was actually disgusting. That was my very first save. I did not know that the world reset at midnight, and I wasted a lot. We're talking everything. In this game, early game, I think the most important thing you need is wood. I will be bartering with wood for a long time. Do I want all the stuff on my... I go up to these trees every day, twice a day, or once a day you can get items off of these. We're going to go say hi to these people over here. And then anything with this black outline. This is the only one that gives the tutorial, unfortunately. These can get shaken every day. We're going to say hi to him. This is the Carpenter. This is one of the marriage candidates I'm looking at. Nice to meet you. I'm Lillian Watt. I'm the Carpenter. I hope you're taking good care of that old farm. Also, Dell seems to enjoy walking along the beach. Well, who doesn't, right? We're lucky to have Honeywood has a reliable teacher like Madeline Hutton to take care of our kids. Trade. So these are his trades today. It changes every day. The carpenters you will need. He has a brother, which I don't know where he is. The carpenters you will need to build like coops and to upgrade your house. This is an indigo farmer. You're Lexi Chandler, right? I've heard about you. I'm Jacob Ryle. Yes, I'm proud of where I am today. Do you have a problem with that? Oh no. My son really loves to read. I bet he'll grow up to be a very smart person. So, he has trees today. You have to have trees today. Dang it. Okay. We might sell him some of this. Let's just put the whole bunch in. Okay, we can get one more. We'll go Plum. Yes. Okay. Okay, we need to go collect some more wood. It's every day their trade switches. The other farmer is right here. You're Lexi Chandler, right? I've heard about you. I'm Edwin Chesney. Roland Smith insists that there's treasure in the mine. Do you think that's true? Benjamin Whitfield has a lot of obscure knowledge about insects. So he has more than normal seeds today. Okay, so we need to go collect wood and then find them later. Yeah, for me, the bachelors in this game, because people in this game have traits. Whoop, I hit the wrong button. They have traits. So we don't know his. We don't know any of hers. So right now we know he's proud. Which we figured out because he was saying, did you have a problem with that? I do know he is like kind, I think. A lot of the bachelors in this town have some of the most awful traits, I have to say. A lot of them are drunkards, or angry or evil. To me, the best bachelors in this town are blacksmith, but everyone is marrying the blacksmith. Like every single thumbnail that comes across my YouTube feed, everyone's going after the blacksmith. We're not going to go after the blacksmith. He's kind of like been, I'm sick of everyone only seeing him. Everyone's romancing him. Readings. Tools have durability, so they'll break over time. It's just something to be aware of. Have you seen Gigi Johns hangs her meat? It's pretty scary. I think we actually need to go inside. Yep. Oh, there you are. If you'll just follow me, please. Now, where is that deed? Aha, here it is. Now I just need you to sign your name over here. Boop. And with my seal, it's official. The land is now yours. Don't forget, taxes are due every Sunday by the end of the day. Make sure to see me to make your payment, otherwise your land will be seized. Now don't fret, you can earn money by selling your crops or collecting objects around the island. Most folk around here will purchase just about anything for a fair price. I'm sure you'll be able to make your weekly payment without much hassle. It can be difficult and it also could be sometimes very easy. It depends. It's easier when you have the durability off, because the durability is just, I don't like that one. Now that all the formalities are over, I would like to ask you a favor. Let us discuss just over here. Many of our townfolk are eager to meet you. I would like you to introduce yourself to some of them. After all, it's not every day that we have a new resident on our little island, especially one who washes up on shore. If you complete this quest for me, I shall reward you with some items. I think you'll find them very helpful. We also have a bulletin board on the wall, just outside town hall. Town folks use it to post jobs from time to time. If you can, be sure to check it out. Now, there is no time to lose. Off you pop. Or off you go. So for the quests, it's J. Know your neighbors. We want this because it gives us all the other seeds. That's why I'm only going to really be buying the trees. So your taxes, this week it's 50. Every week it goes up by 10. So on here, 20 wood needed. This is on every quest you get every time for the blacksmith for your axe, which we'll accept. So for other eligible bachelors, he is also has decent traits. Oh, it's you. Listen, you'd better take good care of that empty farm of yours. My husband is always nagging me about something. He's never around when I need him. Even if there are mermaids out in the sea, I don't think it would be worth the effort to find them. What do you have? So they just have meat. Yeah, this is like the only other, this is Isabel Whitfield. Well, if it isn't the new farmer, I was wondering when we'd cross paths. I'm Isabella Whitfield. If you were to plant a plum seed today, it'll take a few weeks for it to grow into a tree. Better plan ahead. If you're resourceful, you can make food with basic ingredients found around the farm, even plantains. Fair winds to you. I would like to talk to you. Louis Johns. Welcome to Honeywood. I'm Louis Johns. I'm the butcher. Apparently, Temperance Crump knows how to knit a whole sweater from scratch. I'll never get tired of eating meat. I would hope not, being a butcher. He also has decent traits. So for me, it's between the Carpenter and I need to meet you guys. Don't go far. Don't go far. Welcome to Honeywood. I'm Bridget Lloyd. You're from the mainland, yes? Once I went for a nightmare walk and I saw Verity Edwards gazing up at the stars. Interesting, right? It can rain quite often in the spring, so you should always be prepared. Goodbye. Lexi Chandler, I'll remember that. I'm Martha Lloyd. The sky is stunning today. It makes me want to travel to some far-off place. Edwin Chesney's farm is always so neat and organized. It's impressive. And this is the baker. So they always have a selection of baked goods and flour normally. For the first week, I like to keep the time at slow. Maybe probably the first month. Otherwise, you get just inundated with deaths. It's new farmer. I'm Roland Smith. I'm the blacksmith. I wish market day was every day, but I guess it wouldn't be special then. It's every Sunday. I like looking at the flowers in the spring. It's calming. So they are going to be our... Okay, steel hoe. I'm like, if you give me that on the first day, you're dead, sir. They're going to be your main place for nails. And then the bars early on. Okay. We'll talk to his apprentice. Hello, I'm Danny Hopkins. Nice to meet ya. The graveyard is a weird place, but I guess that's not surprising. Sometimes Mom makes too much food for the tavern, and then we get to eat the tasty leftovers. Can I go now? All right. Yeah, so his mother, the little apprentice, she is the innkeeper. So, every day, if you go around and collect wood, even in the cemetery, you can get approximately like 30 wood once the whole island is open. So every day, for a long while, we will be going around the island collecting wood. It's going to be the thing we do. Because like I said, I use this to barter the entire, I would say probably the first year, wood is my main bartering thing. That is pretty much how I afford everything on this island. Welcome to Honeywood. I'm Sarah Edwards. You're from the mainland, yes? Everything is in bloom. Such a beautiful season we're having. Kids say the silliest things, but it's important that you don't ignore them. Fare thee well. This is, I think, a tree that only has something in the fall, maybe. We'll talk to him. You're Lexi Chandler. Good. I'm Henry Johns. Just to be clear, we have high standards around here. It's nice that that Judith enjoys foraging, but she really needs to be careful when she's out by herself. I get sick all the time. It's the worst. Bye. These are cherry trees. You do want to make a point to shake them. It's like every 3 days, I think they get 3. You can shake them every day when you see a fruit. You're Alexa Chandler, right? I've heard about you. I'm Matthew Bailey. I would hate to see a war break out. Bakers need plenty of dairy products for their sweets. So he has a gray cat. Oh. This is where you'll buy all your animals and that type of stuff. And dairy products. He's got like 3 kids, I think. But like all of these bushes here can be shake. Not every tree is shakeable for wood. There are certain ones that are not. You kind of just learn eventually which ones are and which ones aren't. Oh, she's already pregnant. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Alice Odell. I'm the milliner. Some people make a big deal about mainland, but I'm happy where I am. If you didn't know, Martha Lloyd has some crops going in the patch over by the mill. This is where you get most of your clothes. Some of them are very expensive. Lexi Chandler, right? The new farmer out east. I'm Walter Hull. I'm the hunter. You really shouldn't wrestle a bear. Trust me. Every star has a story to tell. That's what I believe. So today he has bulbs, bark. He's the only place I believe that I've seen to get the pine sap. You do need it for a couple recipes. Okay. There's his wife. Don't know if I can go in their house. You can. Okay. Welcome to the town. I'm Clementine Hall, and I'm a hunter. I wish you luck with your new farm. It's not an easy job. I know I shouldn't complain, but Jacob Ryle is a rather dull person to talk to. He's so pragmatic. Mary Whitвille is lucky that she was taught how to play the piano. So she will have the same inventory as her husband to sell pretty much. Sometimes their children will have, it's a condensed amount to sell. And then the kids also have like typical things you'd find on kids, worms and that type of stuff. Like just typical things you find on children. Worms and bugs and this is the witch. We're not going to go back there. There's not much to see back there. There is fishing in this game. Like I said, we do want to try to get our fishing pole quite early on. I'm not giving the wood to you. I want to see if I can buy the last tree from him. I have a feeling I can't. But we'll try. There's no harm in trying. He's not here. So apricot seed, plum seed. We'll start walking towards town and see if we see him. We'll see if we also see Chestney guy, this farmer. He lives back here. I think that like the one thing that I will say that is a little annoying. So we need cherry. Yeah, if he has cherry, which he does. Okay. There we go. We will see if we can meet his wife. Welcome to Honeywood. I'm Mabel Chesney. You're from the mainland, yes? Plantains are a common springtime plant around town, but never eat them by themselves. They make people dizzy. Don't you just love cooking fresh caught cod? So she normally has honey. And this is their kids. Your name's Lexi Chandler. Okay, my name's Molly Chesney. Do you want some of my hard candy? I've saved up. My teacher said that every time we learn a new word, we should also learn how to spell it. Now, just how to say it. Hee hee, bye. Hi, madam. I'm Emery Chesney. I like playing with a recorder. I wish that could be my job when I grow up. We have so much honey at home, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, so eggs, like dirt. It's kind of like the typical kid inventory. We're gonna go. We might be able to get to him to get the seeds to plant tomorrow. The houses all close at different times. Good evening. Turning quest. There we go. I think this is one of his daughters. Honeywood didn't really need another resident, to be honest with you. Oh, I'm Mary Whipple, just so you know. Now that winter is behind us, it's nice to see Honeywood, thriving once again. Do you know how Honeywood got its name? I'm not surprised if you don't. Most people don't even care. That's all then. She's like the mean daughter, and then the blonde Isabella is like the nice daughter. Stereotypical nice daughter. Oh, we're gonna go through the woods. It might be a little dark. I don't have my lantern yet. We need to turn in the wood to the blacksmith. We're gonna plant most of this, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, see how it got this little icon? We're slowed down because we can't see. But you want to put the forest on your radar and try to walk through it like almost every day. Because a lot of rare things grow here. So you don't want to completely neglect it. You're feeling peckish. Okay. So for food, it tells you +6 with the bread. That's how much it fills. This is +16. So I think each dash is about 6. Death caps, these mushrooms here, no one really buys them. So if you want to pick them up, go ahead. But just know no one picks them up. They will most likely just sit in a chest. There is a recipe you can make with it called a death cake, I believe. And so like there's a general game rule. So whoever it is you want to marry or you're thinking of marrying, get a lot of points with them early, because the game kind of has the town will marry off on their own. Most of the time in every one of my saves, she has been one of the very first people to get married off. And then actually Isabella has a couple times too. Your Alexa channel, that's funny. I think my name's better than yours. Verity Edwards. Sometimes I eat dirt. I like it. I don't mind helping my mother with homework. Someone has to do it. Guess that's all. Okay, bye. We probably are starting to learn just from talking to people. There are traits. So we just talk to Verity. Generous. Kind. Nothing. Yeah, so like it fills out little by little the more you talk to people. The trees, I like to plant back here. We're gonna go to bed just because it's so this is your chest. I like to put these things in there. Rocks I like to keep on me. Wood I like to keep on me. I don't want them in my hot bar. We will put those in there. The one other thing that annoys me about this game is this inventory. it doesn't sort things in the greatest of ways. Like, it just looks for the first spot. So say I had this here and all this stuff was here, but this spot right here was empty, and I went to go stack another silver, it would stack in an empty slot just instead of finding the rest of it. So you need to pay attention to what you're doing. We're gonna go to bed. Until rested, until dawn. We'll just go until rested, and then you have to hit sleep. We leveled up in farm. We're gonna build this probably as soon as possible. Another farming, our drying rack, and we leveled up in social. And so here, if you see, this autosave is now the save. So we are going to do again, save, and then 2. And this is how I save my games. I advise keeping a nice chunk of saves because things happen in this game and sometimes you want a save to go back to. So there we go. That was 16 that it filled. You want cherries. Why is that blacked out like that? So you want to pay attention for recipes. If it has a recipe attached to it, I pretty much always take it. A recipe or a blueprint, that is pretty much an immediate take. We're gonna plant the trees along the back here. Trees are a 3x3 and you have to water them until they are essentially full grown. You cannot have anything in its path. It has to be a clear 3x3. In there. Cherries. I like to have one of each type. Probably next year, we will probably increase it, but the water on your farm is way over here, if you're curious. We will be, most likely, the first thing we will be building is a well. I don't know if I finished the thought about your spouse. If there is someone that you are interested in, try getting your relationship up with them as fast as possible. The game kind of has a mechanic that if you have a very high relationship with an NPC, it kind of takes them off the market. And I've heard that's true. I'm assuming it's true. I've not seen anything to make me believe it's not true. But that is something I have heard from multiple places, that they kind of leave the NPC you want, like if you have a high relationship, off the market. More turnips, cabbages, onions. Okay. The tallest one here is the peas, followed by the hay or wheat. So the peas are your renewable crop in the season. Every season, I believe, has one renewable crop. That stump is going to be in my way. But I think we're going to do the 2 larger crops here. And then we might hope that we can turn in our 20 wood to the blacksmith and then get our axe. Are you going to do it? Okay, thanks. I do find this sometimes to be a little annoying. The angle you're at, it can sometimes be a little frustrating. we'll put the cabbage here. And then we know we have to plant the one cabbage here. Or, yeah, it is cabbage. Okay. We'll water this. Like, pretty much we're maxing out the most I would plant in a season. Until you get the farm helpers. If you get married, your kids can help around the farm, your husband can help around the farm, or your wife. There's a helper chest, and you need to make sure that you give them tools. So like this original set of tools, we will eventually keep for our spouse and kids. And like the watering can, you have to fill yourself. They will not go fill it. You have to do that. And I would not just allow them to just willy-nilly just not watch them. You need to watch them like a hawk. Otherwise, you could lose literally everything. I would not just be like, oh, they're going to take care of it. No, you have to watch them and make sure you verify that they actually watered your crops, because otherwise you will lose them all. And like to me, the clearing is the easiest thing. I did not get any, before I found out about the helper chest, I know I need to refill my watering can. Before I knew about the helper chest, I allowed them to like clear everything, and I did not know about the helper chest yet. And I couldn't get anything. Like I didn't get a single thing from them. So whether that was intended game behavior, I have no idea. But I have done a few saves. Oh, here's the other carpenter. In one of my saves, I married the blacksmith. Hope your voyage wasn't too rough on you. I'm Jack Watt, and I'm the carpenter. I wish everyone would just bugger off. Evidently, that's a lot to ask for. So he's evil, you can tell by his eyes, or like mean or cruel, maybe, I think it is. In the graveyard, there's a small mausoleum for the very first mayor of Honeywood, Elvin Whitfield. So he's the best place to get your bricks. His brother has the same inventory. I have married his brother before. I don't know if it's intended behavior for his brother, but when I married his brother fully lost the profession of being a carpenter. You're dressed up trying to impress someone? Alcohol helps you relax, but you'll get dizzy if you drink too much. I asked Daniel Hopkins if there's a trick to finding rare ore in the mine, and he said it's just mostly luck. So today we have wheat seeds, and then the trees still. Good to know. I don't need them anymore, but thanks. Okay, we need to go turn in to the blacksmith the wood. But yeah, his brother fully lost anything to do with the carpenter trade. Ahoy, Lexi, I'm a sailor now, just kidding. Some people hate it when other kids ask to borrow their toys. I don't mind, really. Wheat is a universal crop. It is the most common use is to be ground into flour using a flour mill. True. She has a lot. Sand. Okay. The farmers are who I talk to probably the most, other than the blacksmith and the carpenter. Yeah, but the William Wyatt, when I married him. So if you marry someone who has a profession, they tend to, you get like a collection from them, which is about like 40 coins daily. When I married William Wyatt, or Watt. Are you doing all right, Lexi? Remember not to work yourself too hard. Quite a lovely spring we're having. Luna McBell is really proud of her crops. Isn't that nice? Bye. Yeah, for the first day I married him, he gave me 40 coins. And then the next day, it was nothing. And he also had lost the profession altogether. Like I said, I don't know if that's intended behavior or that's how he's coded. Okay. We will turn that into you and we will find that. Where is it? In the bridge. Okay. Where is the Odell lady? She is in her house. Yeah, so like I said, I don't know if that's intended behavior for him at all. I was a little surprised because he is labeled as a carpenter when you look at him in here. Where is he? William Watt? Carpenter. And yeah, he fully lost his profession. Hello there. Whenever I walk by the fishing shack, Rosie Swan is in there, working away. If you complete a quest for someone, they might gift you a blueprint for crafting. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, you're not giving me one though. So you're the new farmer in town. I'm Tom Odell. I'm the milliner. You can sell pineapples for a pretty penny, but you can also use them to bake an upside-down cake. The cave in the forest has been closed for a long time. You can't enter without a lantern anyway. So long. Blacksmith. And we also need to, actually I'm gonna see the doctor's in to say hi to them. He is, nice to meet you. I'm Jessup Edwards, I'm the doctor. Nature is filled with the cures to all sorts of illnesses. Work makes you stronger and laziness makes you weak. You may want to keep that in mind. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Trade. So if you do get an illness, they can diagnose you. That doesn't mean that they will sell the thing that you need to get better. The reason you want to befriend him, Jessup, is because he will send you in the mail a gift of medicine once in a while. And it's like 200. So, like, I mean, you saw how much they go for. That's like $200 for free. Hello, I'm Rose Swan. I'm a fisher. You're going to become a farmer, I presume. You can find salmon in the ocean during springtime, but come autumn, they head for the rivers. This might surprise you, but Edward Bailey is really fond of bug catching. How much wood do I have? Another thing that really messed me up, we need to pay our taxes too. The calendar in this game, no, it's under family. The month is 21 days. 21 days. Remember that. Most of these games, it's 28. That really screwed me up. The holidays on here are, there's a fishing day. There's like which for the fishing day, there is a nice rod you can get. We may turn the fishing game off for that. Greetings, Lexi. Hope you've kept yourself busy. During an eclipse, the sky could turn dark, even during the day. Be careful. Market day is always held in town square on Sundays. We want to turn in wood, and you gave us that for free. His next quest is to buy a rocking chair, which you get from the Carpenters. So now we can go home and get rid of that one thing. So I do want to get down to Isabel's comb, or Isabella. Yeah, the months being a whole week shorter really screwed me up. It's like all of a sudden, like I didn't look at it because I just assumed, because every other game is 28 days. And so I just assumed it was still going to be 28 days. Nope. Nope, not at all. We're going to get our cherries here. Nice to meet you. I'm Kate Hopkins. I'm the innkeeper. I hope you're taking good care of the old farm. The mayor knows all sorts of things about the old world. It's impressive. Jessup Edwards is a real expert on medicine. I learned something new whenever I talk to him. So she is your go-to place for different types of food. She will sometimes sell recipes. They're expensive. They're actually very expensive. I don't know if I said hi to him. Good afternoon, madam. I wish people could fly like birds. Mom puts honey on all my food. Oh, I met her, I think. But I'm okay with that. See you later, alligator. Hiya, you're Lexi. I'm Edward Bailey. It's so warm today, it makes me think of summer. Gosh, I love spring. Really puts a spring in my step. So the kids, like this is his kid. So they sell, this is decoration. Do not buy that. That is decoration. The decorations in this game really can screw you up. They really can. Because it seems like, ooh, well, that's cool. And it's just decoration. A lot of like the crafting type things can really, like my first save, I built so much stuff that I didn't need because it looked like it should be something and it's not. All right, say hi to you. Why, it's Madam Lexi. How do you do? Be careful if you stay out after dark. It can be hard to make your way back home. The beach wouldn't be the same without the seagulls making a ruckus above. What do you have today? Okay, about the same. Looking clean, Lexi. Now, how can I help you? Have you ever seen Wilbur Kit Tacklebox? He's really passionate about fishing. If mermaids were real, I think we should treat them just like regular humans. Always a pleasure. What's the latest, Lexi? Those pesky raccoons digging around the garden every chance they get. Some people sneeze all the time in the spring. I wonder why. Allergies. Take care. If you do see someone who looks sick in this game, stay away from them. And if you are sick, stay away from people. Disease is a thing in this game and you can wipe out an entire town. Like everyone. You can wipe out everyone with an influenza outbreak happens. So just keep that in mind. If you see someone sick, stay away. Hi there. I must say, it takes some serious talent to knead dough like Martha Lloyd. For me, a proper day's work begins with a bowl of porridge. Fare thee well. Oh, there's her comb. Are you still over here, Isabella? You are. So we're just going to walk here and give her this for money. And then we will probably go to the forest again. And then plant our last remaining cabbage. We may pay our taxes today. I like to get the taxes over with. That way you're not spending money you don't have. That is you need for something else. We also need to turn in the cherries. Where is he? In town. So we just need to go to town. This game is just so adorable. This game's addictive though. That is what I will say is this game is so addictive. One day I sat there and I played this game for about 8 hours straight. It is so, to me, it's actually worse than Stardew Valley. Because Stardew Valley. No. How far can I hit you? Fine, okay. I was hoping I'd run into you. You should walk slowly when you're in the graveyard. It's disrespectful otherwise. Mary says that she sees ghosts sometimes. Should I be worried? You also can't barter your taxes, if you just noticed. Taxes you have to have the money for. Wow, this is a happening place. You're Lexi. Okay, I might forget that. I was not expecting Honeywood to gain a new residence out of the blue. Blah, I'm exhausted. My child always plants crops in the patch. Not for food, just for fun. Yeah, she has random things. She's the blacksmith's mom. What you want? If you knit your own winter sweater, you won't have to buy them from the tailor. My daughter brought home a strange mushroom she found in the forest, but I don't think I should cook it. All right, yeah, don't eat just random mushrooms either. Good day, Lexi. What brings you to this neck of the woods to talk to you? If you're celebrating with family, there's nothing quite like a big old turkey. Do you think Clementine Hall ever gets bored of living so far from town? Okay, so if you get a recipe, have it active and hit space. Okay. Like I said, we're going to go through the forest. Did I say hi to you today? Yes. Yeah, pretty much anyone you see, say hi to. Gifts for people. People do have like their favorite gift, like they always, like every game. This game is a little more difficult because there's not a lot of information on what to give people. I mean, like, the Sandrock wiki is so detailed compared to this wiki. Oh, hello. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. When I'm too tired to do something, I put a listing on the quest board and hope that someone will do it for me. Carry on now. Yeah, so the gifting, if there's someone who you want to marry, a good rule of thumb is that it should probably be about a $30 gift. That is the rule of thumb I use. Hey, kid. Yes, madam. It's fun to walk around and just enjoy the weather. You know, the witch who lives out west, I met her once. She was pretty normal. Actually, I'm surprised we haven't met her. Sometimes you see her. I always get the witch confused with her and her. I don't know. It's just a mental block. But like for spring, a good gift to give people is like two forageable items, a pawpaw, which is right there, and then the other one's a morel mushroom. It varies from save to save how many of each you get. Like the one that you saw that is called Other Save, that one I am up to like 8 morels and about like 6 pawpaws. I've done the very first save I did. I think I was lucky if I found 3 morels. And I search this every day. So this to me is a game that also, like behind the scenes, there is like an RNG factor and like a seed of how much luck you have. I do think that is a thing. I already talked to you. I do think that fully 100% is a thing in this game. Because like now Stardew Valley, you have the seed, which for me is a Minecraft thing. But the seed's like a behind the scenes type thing of when events happen. And I just... It's like, it's one of those things that you don't really think about. We're going to get rid of some of these trees. Yeah, I do like the bare minimum cleaning up and I allow my husband to do it. So I try to get married as quickly as possible. In this save, part of me, I don't care if like William Watt loses his profession. I don't care. Because you do reach a point where like the money they give you is nice, but it would be, I mean, and my save where I married him, I did it in hoping that I would always have access to a carpenter. So it was a little disappointing that he lost his profession. And he literally he had no job. And he kind of just stood at my door, which is a known bug, by the way. If you do see your spouse just sitting at the door inside, that's a known bug. I think we're gonna see if we can make a well yet. Yes, we can. That always does that too, where it's like the first one gets you lined up. And then the second one is like, oh, you actually wanted to craft something? Okay. I've noticed that. We're gonna put the well, I think right here. Like literally right here. If you put something down and you don't like it, the hammer moves it. What else? I want you here and I want you there. I do like to set this up so that things kind of file in order. We might make some salad. A good easy meal is this, which is just plantains. And so here it tells you how long it takes. And something that's confusing, which like really just messed me up, is you hear the noise and you're like, oh, I should be able to take this. No, you actually have to click that and then it goes into your inventory. But this doesn't mean it's a quick, easy meal. I think we're gonna go to bed and I think we're gonna end the episode. But yeah, that messed me up a lot. Until rested, that's fine. Farming up. Skill up. And then again. We're just gonna do this. But to me, this is the best way if you want to do multiple saves. And you should just keep doing that. Just because the game on its own only keeps 3. The auto saves. So just to keep that in mind when you're playing. But anyways, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of Echoes of the Plum Grove. Next episode, I think we're going to try to see if we can, have we unlocked the preserve jars yet? We have. We're going to try to build this, I think. To start processing more of our crops. And yeah, I think we're going to start trying to befriend our future spouse. Get that going. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourself and bye for now.